The night sky burned with fire as human warships clashed with alien vessels above the ruined city. Explosions lit up the dark clouds, and the ground shook as buildings collapsed. The city of the Veari, once full of life, was now a battlefield. Liam, a young human soldier, ran through the broken streets with his rifle ready. His team had been sent to clear the last resistance in this sector. The air was thick with smoke and dust, and the cries of the wounded echoed in the distance. Liam had seen many battles, but this one felt different. Something about this place made him uneasy. "Stay sharp," his commander said through the communicator. "The last Veari fighters are hiding here. Leave nothing standing." Liam nodded, but his heart felt heavy. He had followed orders many times, yet he wondered if the endless fighting would ever stop. As he turned a corner, Liam saw a collapsed palace at the center of the city. The building looked like it had once been grand, with tall silver towers and shining walls. But now it was broken and covered in ash. Something inside him told him to check it. He moved carefully through the rubble, stepping over fallen beams and shattered glass. Inside, it was quiet. No gunfire, no movement, only the sound of fire crackling in the distance. Liam pushed aside a broken door and entered a large hall. The walls were covered in strange symbols that glowed faintly, and at the far end, on a fallen throne, lay a figure. It was a Veari woman, tall and graceful even in her weakness. Her skin shimmered faintly like polished metal, and her eyes glowed a soft blue. She was wounded, her breathing shallow. Liam raised his rifle out of habit, but she did not move to fight. She only looked at him with tired eyes. "You are human," she whispered. Her voice was soft, full of pain, but also dignity. Liam hesitated. "Yes, are you the queen of this city?" "I am," she said, "but it does not matter anymore. My people are gone. My city is ashes. Soon I will be gone too." Liam lowered his rifle slightly. He had never seen a Veari up close like this. She looked nothing like the monsters humans had been told to fear. The queen coughed, her body trembling. "Before I die, I must know. Did you see a child, a young Veari girl? With eyes like mine, her name is Aria. She is my daughter." Liam shook his head slowly. "I have not seen her. I am sorry." The queen closed her eyes. "Then I will never see my daughter again." Her words cut deep into Liam's heart. For a moment, he forgot that they were supposed to be enemies. All he saw was a mother who had lost everything. He stepped closer. "What happened to her when your soldiers came?" "I sent her away with our people's refugees," the queen said weakly. "But I do not know if she survived. She is all I had left. Without her, I have nothing." Liam looked at the ruined palace around him. The war had taken so much from both sides. He thought about all the families who had been torn apart, both human and Veari. The queen's eyes filled with tears. "If you find her, please protect her. Do not let her suffer the fate of the rest of my people. I know I ask this of an enemy, but perhaps honor still lives in human hearts." Liam knelt beside her. "I will find her," he said firmly. "I promise I will bring her back to you." The queen studied him for a moment, as if trying to see into his soul. Then she gave a faint smile. "Thank you. Perhaps there is hope. After all." Suddenly, footsteps echoed from behind. Liam turned quickly, raising his rifle. His commander and a group of soldiers entered the hall. "What are you doing here?" Liam, the commander, barked. "Finish her off. Orders are clear. No survivors." Liam froze. He looked at the queen, who was barely able to lift her head. He knew she was not a threat anymore. Killing her would serve no purpose. "She is dying already," Liam said, his voice steady. "There is no need." The commander frowned. "Orders are orders. Do it." Liam's hand trembled on the rifle, but he slowly lowered it. "No, I will not." The other soldiers stared in shock. The commander stepped forward angrily. "You disobey a direct order. You want to be court-martialed." Liam stood his ground. "She is not our enemy anymore. She is just a mother who lost everything." The commander glared at him, but finally spat on the ground. "Fine. Let her die on her own. But you will regret this choice, soldier." He turned and left with the others, muttering under his breath. Liam knelt again by the queen. She looked at him with gratitude in her fading eyes. "You are different from the others," she whispered. "I believe you will keep your promise." Her hand slowly reached out. Liam held it gently. "I will find Aria. No matter how far I must go, I will bring her back to you." The queen smiled faintly, her eyes closing. "Then my heart rests in peace." Liam stayed beside her until the faint light in her eyes dimmed. When she was gone, he stood up silently. The city burned outside, but inside him, something had changed. He had made a promise, and he would keep it. That night, as human ships left the ruined city behind, Liam looked up at the stars. Somewhere out there, Aria was alive. He did not know how long it would take, but he would find her, for the first time in a long while. Liam felt a purpose beyond war. He would not be just a soldier anymore. He would be a man of his word. And so began his journey to fulfill a promise that could change everything. The human fleet left the ruined city far behind. The war was still raging on other worlds, and soldiers celebrated their victory. But Liam sat silently in the corner of a crowded transport ship. His thoughts far away. The image of the Vaori queen stayed in his mind, her last words, her eyes full of sorrow. And the promise he had made weighed heavily on him. He had seen many enemies die, but this time it felt different. She had not begged for her own life. She had only begged for her daughter. When the transport ship landed at the human base on a distant planet, Liam stepped out with the others. Soldiers laughed and shouted, proud of the destruction they had caused. Commanders praised them for their success, but Liam felt no pride. He walked through the base quietly, past rows of armored vehicles and weapons, past the smell of metal and oil. Every soldier he passed looked at him like just another fighter, another part of the endless war machine. But Liam no longer felt like one of them. In the mess hall that night, Liam sat alone at a table. His friend Marcus joined him, carrying a tray of food. "You look like someone stole your boots," Marcus joked. "What's wrong with you?" Liam stayed quiet for a moment, then said softly, "We are destroying everything. Families, homes, children. We are told they are monsters, but they are not." Marcus frowned. "Don't start with that. You know what command says. If we don't fight, they will destroy us first." "Maybe," Liam said. "But I saw the queen today. She wasn't a monster. She was just a mother who lost her child." Marcus stared at him. "You spared her, didn't you?" Liam looked at him, surprised. "How did you know I saw your face when you came back?" Marcus said quietly. "You're going to get yourself killed if you keep thinking like that. Orders are orders." Liam pushed his tray aside. "I made a promise. I will find her daughter, Aria. I will not let that promise die." Marcus leaned closer. "Liam, that is madness. You go looking for an alien child. They will call you a traitor. They will hunt you down." "I don't care," Liam said firmly, "if we lose our honor." "Then what are we fighting for?" Marcus stared at him, then shook his head. "You're going to get yourself killed." That night, Liam could not sleep. The barracks were loud with laughter and music, but he sat on his bed staring at the floor. He thought of the queen's eyes, the faint smile when she believed his promise. He opened a small screen device and searched quietly through the military records. Every detail about alien refugees was classified, but Liam had been trained to bypass security for field operations. Slowly, he found fragments of reports about captured civilians, about Vaori children taken to distant colonies. There were rumors of refugee camps hidden on remote planets. Some children were sent to labor facilities, others simply disappeared. Liam's chest tightened. If Rhea was among them, she might already be suffering. He closed the device and looked at the stars through a small window. "I will find you," he whispered. The next morning, Liam prepared for a new mission, officially. His squad was being sent to guard supply lines, but Liam had his own plan. He packed extra supplies, maps, and a stolen data chip full of refugee transport records. When Marcus saw him, he pulled him aside. "Are you really doing this?" "Yes," Liam said simply. Marcus looked at him for a long moment. Then he handed him a small coded key. "Take this. It will help you get past some checkpoints." "But you didn't get it from me." Liam nodded. "Thank you." Marcus gripped his shoulder. "Come back alive. I don't want to see your name on a wall. Liam gave a small smile. I'll come back, and I won't come back alone. Later that day, when the squad moved out, Liam stayed behind at the last minute, slipping away into a supply ship that was heading for the outer colonies. No one noticed as the ship lifted off into the dark. The journey was long. Liam spent the day sitting in the cargo bay, eating from his supplies and studying the maps on his device. He traced every possible route that refugee ships could have taken. Most paths led to uncharted systems on the edge of known space. After many days, the ship landed at a trade station on a barren moon. Liam stepped out quietly, blending in with the crowd of travelers. Merchants shouted as they sold alien goods. Pilots argued over fuel prices. Liam approached a grizzled old trader at a supply stall. Have you seen any Veyari refugees passing through here? He asked. The trader narrowed his eyes. Why would a human soldier ask about aliens? I'm not here to fight them, Liam said honestly. I'm looking for a child. Her name is Aria. I promised her mother I would find her. The trader studied him for a long moment, then sighed. You're either the bravest or the stupidest human I've met. There are camps out there, places where they keep alien children. Most of them don't survive long. Liam's fist tightened. Tell me where. The trader scribbled coordinates on a piece of scrap metal. Go there. But be careful. Those places are guarded, and not just by humans. There are worse things than soldiers out there. Liam thanked him and left the station. As he walked toward a small stolen shuttle, he felt a strange mix of fear and determination. He knew the path ahead would be full of danger. He might face enemies from both sides, but the thought of the Queen's fading eyes gave him strength. Somewhere in the vast stars, Aria was alive, and Liam had sworn to bring her home. He sat in the shuttle, set the coordinates, and took a deep breath. The engines roared to life. As the ship lifted into space, Liam whispered again, I will find you. The stars stretched before him, endless and full of unknown worlds. His journey had truly begun. The stolen shuttle drifted through silent space, its small engines leaving a faint blue trail behind. Liam sat in the cockpit, staring at the navigation screen. The trader's coordinates glowed as a single red point far away in an uncharted sector. It would take several jumps to reach it, each time the ship entered faster than light travel. The stars turned into long streaks of light. Liam spent the hours studying maps and reports on his device. He marked every known refugee camp, every unguarded route, and every rumor about missing Veyari. His supplies were running low, so he stopped at small outposts along the way. But every place he visited reminded him of how cruel the galaxy had become. At one station, he saw Veyari prisoners being sold to miners. At another, alien children begged for food while mercenaries laughed at them. Liam felt anger boiling inside him. War had taken away everything from these people, yet humans treated them as less than alive. One evening, as the shuttle traveled through empty space, the alarm blared loudly. Red lights flashed on the control panel. Warning, ship detected. Approaching fast, Liam looked out the window and saw 3 small raider ships closing in. They had no military markings. Pirates. The shuttle had no real weapons. Liam quickly strapped himself in and tried to steer away. But the raiders were faster. A voice came through the communicator. Human pilot, stop your ship. We are taking everything you have. Liam grabbed his rifle and moved toward the cargo hatch. He could not fight them in space. But when they boarded, he would be ready. The raiders forced their way in. 3 armed figures entered, wearing mismatched armor and masks. Drop your weapon, one of them shouted. Liam took cover behind a crate. Not a chance. The fight was fast and brutal. Liam fired short bursts, taking out one raider before he could shoot. The second rushed at him with a blade, but Liam blocked with the rifle and knocked him down. The last raider fired wildly, hitting a fuel container that burst into flames. Liam tackled him, slamming his head into the metal floor. When the fight was over, the raiders lay unconscious or dead. Liam quickly threw them out of the ship and sealed the hatch. The fire spread toward the fuel line. Liam grabbed a fire extinguisher and fought the flames until they died out. His hand shook as he sat down again. He was alive, but the ship had taken damage. The engines were weak, and power was dropping. He searched nearby systems for help. One planet showed a faint life signal. With no other choice, Liam steered the shuttle there. The planet was dry and rocky, with a thin orange sky. As Liam landed, he saw a small camp built from scrap metal and old starship parts. He stepped out carefully, rifle ready. Vaori refugees stared at him from behind makeshift walls. Their eyes were filled with fear and hatred. "Please, I am not here to fight," Liam said, raising his hands. "I need repairs. I am looking for someone." A Vaori child named Rhea. The refugees murmured among themselves. Finally, an older Vaori man stepped forward. His silver skin was scarred, and his eyes were tired. "You are human," the man said. "Why do you ask about one of our children?" Liam lowered his rifle. "I promised her mother that I would find her. I do not want to harm anyone." The old man studied him carefully. "You speak with truth. Few humans do." Liam helped them fix a broken water pump as a sign of goodwill. Slowly, the refugees began to trust him. Children peeked out from behind tents, watching him with curious eyes. That night, they shared a small fire. The old man told Liam about the camps. "Aria is not here, but I heard her name before. She may be in a camp far to the north, run by human mercenaries. They take children and sell them to whoever pays." Liam's chest tightened. "Then I will go there." "It will not be easy," the old man warned. "They are well armed, and if they see you with us, they will kill us too." "I will go alone," Liam said. "But thank you. You have given me hope." Before leaving, a small Vaori boy handed Liam a piece of cloth with strange markings. "For luck," the boy said softly. Liam tied it around his arm. "Thank you." The next day, Liam repaired the shuttle with the refugees' help and took off again. The sky turned orange behind him as the ship rose into space. Hours later, as he approached the camp's location, the radar detected multiple ships circling the area. It was more guarded than he expected. Liam hid the shuttle behind a rocky canyon and continued on foot. He moved carefully across the dusty ground, using the terrain for cover. The camp came into view at sunset. It was surrounded by tall fences, watchtowers, and armed guards inside. Liam could see small figures, children locked in cages, his hands clenched into fists. Aria could be one of them, but as he studied the camp, a sharp pain hit the back of his head. Darkness swallowed him. When Liam opened his eyes, he was tied to a metal post inside the camp. Rough mercenaries stood around him, laughing. Well, one of them sneered. "A human soldier who cares about alien brats. This will be fun." Liam glared at them. He had no weapon, no plan. But he would not give up. Somewhere in this camp, Aria could be waiting for someone to save her, and Liam was not about to break his promise. The mercenaries tied Liam to a rusted metal pole near the center of the camp. Round him, cages full of alien children sat in the dirt. The children were silent, too afraid to speak. Some were thin and weak, others stared blankly at the ground. A tall man with a scar across his face stepped forward. He was clearly the leader. "A human soldier sneaking around my camp," he said with a cold smile. "What were you planning to do? Free these creatures, sell them to someone else?" Liam glared at him. "They are not creatures. They are children. Let them go." The man laughed, and the others laughed with him. "You sound like one of those peace lovers. The war made you soft. These things are valuable. Buyers pay a high price for alien workers, or for other things." Liam felt his anger rising, but he stayed calm. "You will regret this. Someone will stop you." "No one will stop us," the leader said, stepping closer. "But you, soldier, will bring us a nice bounty. The army doesn't like traitors." The mercenaries dragged Liam to a cage and locked him inside. He sat in the corner, breathing slowly, thinking of a way out. That night, as the mercenaries drank and celebrated, Liam looked around carefully. The cages were old and rusty. The locks were weak. He pulled at one of the metal bars, bending it slightly. It would take time, but he could break it. Suddenly, a soft voice came from the cage beside him. "Are you really human?" Liam turned his head. A small Viari girl with glowing blue eyes was staring at him. She looked about 10 years old. Her silver skin was dirty, and her clothes were torn. But there was something familiar in her eyes. "Yes," Liam whispered. "What is your name, Aria?" she said softly. Liam's chest tightened. He had found her. After all the searching, she was here. "I promised your mother I would find you," Liam said quietly. Aria's eyes widened. "My mother she is?" Alive, Liam lowered his head. "She was alive when I saw her. She asked me to protect you. She wanted you to be safe." Aria's hands trembled as she held the bars of her cage. "You are not like the others." "Why would a human help me because I gave her my word?" Liam said. "And because this war is wrong. You deserve to live free, not in a cage." For the first time, Aria gave a small, hopeful smile. Liam worked through the night, bending the bars little by little. The noise of drunken mercenaries covered the sound. When the gap was wide enough, he slipped out of the cage silently. He moved to Aria's cage and began working on her bars. Aria helped by pushing from inside. Finally, one bar snapped loose. "Come on," Liam whispered, pulling her out. They moved quickly, avoiding the guards. Liam grabbed the stolen rifles from a weapon rack and handed one to Aria. "Stay behind me. Do not stop running if we are seen." They reached the edge of the camp, but a guard spotted them. "Hey, stop!" Liam fired first, hitting the guard in the shoulder. The alarm blared as mercenaries scrambled for weapons. "Run!" Liam shouted. He and Aria sprinted through the dust, gunfire whizzing past them. Liam shot back at the guards, forcing them to take cover. They reached the canyon where Liam had hidden his shuttle. He pushed Aria inside and jumped into the pilot's seat. The engines roared to life. "Hold on," he said, pulling the controls. The shuttle lifted off just as mercenary ships rose into the sky. Red lasers flashed past the windows. Liam pushed the engines to full power, weaving through rocky canyons to avoid enemy fire. "They are following us," Aria said, gripping her seat. "They won't catch us," Liam said. The shuttle shot upward, breaking through the thin clouds. But one of the mercenary ships locked on and fired a missile. The warning alarm screamed. Liam pulled the controls sharply, spinning the shuttle to the side. The missile exploded close by, shaking the ship. Liam activated the emergency boosters. Flames shot out from the engines, and the shuttle sped forward like a comet. The mercenary ships fell behind as the shuttle left the planet's atmosphere and entered open space. After several tense minutes, the radar finally showed no pursuers. Liam let out a breath and turned to Aria. "You are safe now," he said. Aria looked at him, her eyes shining. "You really came for me. My mother told you to protect me, and you did." "I promised her," Liam said softly, "and I keep my promises." Aria's face grew sad. "Will I see her again?" Liam looked down. "We will try. I don't know if she is alive, but if she is, I will bring you to her." Aria nodded slowly. "Thank you. You are not like the other humans." Liam gave her a small smile. "Not all humans are the same. Some just forget what is right." Over the next few hours, Aria told him about how she had been taken from her home, how she had traveled from one camp to another, never knowing if she would survive the next day. Liam listened silently, his heart heavy with guilt. He said anew, course on the navigation screen. "We are going to find your people. There are refugees out there who will help us." Aria curled up in the seat beside him. For the first time in many days, she felt safe enough to close her eyes. Liam glanced at her and tightened his grip on the controls. He had found Aria, but his mission was not over. The Viari Queen might still be alive, waiting for her daughter. And even if she was gone, Liam would not stop. He would protect Aria, no matter what it cost him. The stars stretched endlessly ahead as the shuttle sailed through the darkness. Liam had kept part of his promise. Now came the hardest part, bringing Aria home. The shuttle moved quietly through the vast emptiness of space. Aria sat beside Liam, her glowing eyes fixed on the endless stars. She held the small piece of cloth the refugee boy had given Liam, running her fingers over the markings as if they brought her comfort. Liam checked the navigation screen again. The nearest safe route to Viari space passed through several unguarded systems. but they were full of raiders and mercenaries. He knew it would not be an easy trip. Aria finally spoke after a long silence. Why did you come for me? You could have left me there like the others did. Liam looked at her. Because I promised your mother. And because it was the right thing to do. Aria tilted her head. Do humans always keep promises? Liam thought for a moment. Some do. Some forget. But I want to be the kind of person who never forgets. Aria gave a small smile and leaned back in her seat. For the first time in many days, she seemed less afraid. Hours later, the shuttle landed on a remote trade outpost to refuel. The station was a rough place, full of scavengers and bounty hunters. Liam pulled a hood over Aria to hide her face. Inside the station, merchants shouted about weapons, fuel, and food. Liam bought supplies quickly, keeping Aria close. But as they were about to leave, a group of rough-looking men blocked their path. Well, what do we have here? One of them said. A soldier traveling with an alien child. That's worth a lot of money. Liam placed his hand on his rifle. Step aside. The men laughed. Or what, you'll shoot us in the middle of the station? The largest man reached for Aria. But Liam moved fast. He slammed his elbow into the man's chest and swung his rifle like a club, knocking another one down. A fight broke out as people in the station scattered. Liam grabbed Aria's hand. Run! They sprinted through the crowded market, weaving between stalls. Blaster shots rang out behind them. Liam fired back blindly, forcing the men to take cover. They reached the docking bay just as more bounty hunters entered the station. Liam shoved Aria up the ramp of the shuttle and jumped inside, slamming the hatch shut. The engines roared to life, and the shuttle shot out of the station. Two bounty ships chased after them, firing lasers. Liam twisted the controls, spinning through an asteroid field. Hold on, Liam said as the shuttle narrowly avoided crashing into a massive rock. One of the bounty ships smashed into an asteroid, exploding in a flash of fire. The other kept chasing, but Liam turned sharply and fired the shuttle's only missile. It hit the enemy ship, tearing it apart. The radar went clear. Liam leaned back, breathing hard. We made it. Aria stared at him, wide-eyed. You fight like one of my people's warriors. Liam gave a tired smile. I fight because I have to, not because I want to. As the hours passed, Aria began to open up more. She told Liam stories her mother used to tell her about great Veyari explorers who sailed through the stars, about planets full of glowing forests and crystal mountains. Liam listened, realizing how little he truly knew about her people. You have beautiful stories, he said. Aria smiled softly. My mother said our stories keep us alive. As long as we tell them, we never forget who we are. The journey continued for several days. They stopped at hidden supply caches, avoided patrols, and passed through abandoned star systems. But one evening, as they crossed a narrow trade route, a human patrol ship appeared on the radar. Unidentified shuttle, power down your engines. A voice commanded, You are entering restricted space. Liam cursed under his breath. He could not let them see Aria. He shut off the main lights and lowered the power output to make the shuttle look like drifting. Debris. Minutes passed as the patrol scanned the area. Liam held Aria's hand tightly. Finally, the patrol ship drifted away, losing interest. Aria let out a breath she had been holding. That was close. Liam nodded. We can't be seen by soldiers. If they catch us, they will take you away again. They traveled in silence for a while. Then Aria said quietly, Do you think my mother is alive? Liam hesitated. I don't know, but if she is, we will find her. I will not stop until I know. Aria looked at him, her eyes full of trust. I believe you. Finally, after many jumps, they reached the edge of Veyari space. It was quiet, almost too quiet. The war had destroyed much of the region, leaving empty planets and ruined stations. Liam landed on a small moon where a group of Veyari refugees had built a hidden camp. As the shuttle doors opened, several Veyari aimed weapons at him. Wait, Liam said, raising his hands. I am not your enemy. I brought someone back to you. The refugees lowered their weapons as Aria stepped forward. Gasps filled the air as they recognized her. She is the daughter of our queen. One of them whispered. An older Veari woman stepped forward, tears in her eyes. We thought she was lost forever. Aria ran to her and hugged her tightly. I am safe now, Aria said softly. The refugees looked at Liam with a mix of surprise and gratitude. One of them stepped forward. Why did you do this? Human soldier Liam met his gaze. Because her mother asked me to. Because promises matter. The refugees exchanged glances. Finally, the older woman spoke. The queen is alive, but she is weak. She is far from here and hiding. Liam's heart leapt. Then we will go to her. Aria needs her mother. The woman nodded. It will be a dangerous journey. The war has not ended. Many will try to stop you. Liam looked at Aria, who now stood beside him with hope shining in her eyes. Then we will face it together, he said. The refugees prepared supplies and gave Liam the coordinates to the Queen's location dot as Liam and Aria boarded the shuttle. Again, Aria held his hand. We are close, aren't we? Yes, Liam said. Very close. The engines roared as the shuttle lifted into the dark sky once more. The hardest part of Liam's promise was yet to come. The stars shimmered as Liam and Aria piloted their small shuttle closer to the secret location of the Veari Queen. The journey had been long and dangerous, but now the end was near. Liam's heart beat faster with hope and fear. He knew they were not yet safe. Aria sat beside him, her eyes wide with a mix of excitement and worry. Do you think my mother will be okay? She asked softly. Liam glanced at her. She is strong, but she is also very weak. We have to hurry. The shuttle slipped through an asteroid field to avoid detection. As they approached a hidden cave system on a remote moon, the radar suddenly beeped loudly. Multiple ships incoming, Liam said. Hostile ships. Aria grabbed his arm. What do we do? Liam clenched his jaw. We fight, or we find another way. The enemy ships were faster and better armed. They began to fire. Glowing blasts streaking across space. Liam twisted. The shuttle, dodging missiles and lasers. One of the missiles exploded close to their wing. The shuttle shuddered violently. Aria's eyes filled with fear. Liam's hands moved quickly. Hold on. We will get through this. The shuttle burst through the cave entrance just as enemy fighters closed in. Inside the dark tunnels, their sensors barely worked. But Liam used his knowledge of the terrain to evade pursuers. Suddenly, the shuttle's engine sputtered and died. They were trapped. The enemy ships entered the cave after them, weapons ready. Liam looked at Aria. We need to get out of here. On foot, they rushed out of the shuttle, the cold air biting at their skin. The cave's shadows stretched long and deep. Aria held Liam's hand tightly as they ran through winding tunnels. The enemy soldiers shouted behind them, closing the distance. Liam found a narrow crevice and pulled Aria inside. They pressed against the cold rock as the soldiers passed by, unaware. When the coast was clear, Liam whispered, "This way." They moved quickly, following the faint signal from the Queen's hidden camp. After hours of walking, they arrived at a clearing surrounded by thick trees. There, lying on a bed of soft leaves, was the Veari Queen. She looked older and weaker, but her eyes lit up when she saw Aria. "My daughter," she whispered, reaching out. Aria ran to her mother and fell into her arms. Tears flowed freely. As the two embraced, Liam stood back, watching the reunion with a full heart. Suddenly, gunfire erupted from the trees. Enemy soldiers had found them. Liam grabbed his rifle and fired back, protecting the Queen and Aria. The small group of refugees who guarded the Queen joined the fight. Blaster beams crossed the clearing as the battle grew fierce. Liam and the Queen's guards fought side by side. His courage inspired the others to hold their ground. One enemy soldier aimed directly at Aria. Liam fired just in time, knocking the soldier down. The Queen stood, her voice strong despite her weakness. "For peace," she said, raising her hand out at that moment. A powerful pulse of energy spread from the Queen, pushing the enemies back. The soldiers stumbled and retreated, unwilling to face the Queen's power. The clearing fell silent again. The Queen looked at Liam. "You have done more than I hoped. You kept your promise." Liam shook his head. "It was you who gave me the strength." You showed me that even enemies can be more than that. Aria smiled and held her mother's hand. The war had not ended, but here was a moment of peace and hope. Liam knew his journey was far from over, but now he had a family to protect and a cause to fight for. Together, they would work to heal the wounds of war and build a future where humans and Vaari could live as friends. The stars outside shone brightly, promising new beginnings. The clearing was quiet now. The only sounds were the soft breathing of the Vaari queen and the gentle rustle of leaves in the breeze. Liam stood beside her, watching as she held her daughter, Aria, close. The queen's eyes were tired but filled with a new light. You kept your promise, she said softly to Liam. I thought I would never see her again. Liam nodded. I promised you I would find Aria, no matter what. Aria looked up at Liam with shining eyes. You risked everything for me. Why? Liam smiled gently. Because some promises are bigger than war. Because sometimes people can be better than their orders. The queen smiled weakly. Your heart is different from many humans I have met. You have shown us hope. For days, the small group rested in the quiet forest. The queen's strength slowly returned. The refugees who guarded them helped with food and care. One evening, Liam sat by a small fire with Aria. She leaned against him, feeling safe for the first time in years. Tell me more about your world. Liam said, What do you dream of? Aria smiled. I dream of a place where humans and Vaari live together, where children do not have to hide or be afraid. Liam looked at the stars above. I want that too. Their peaceful time was soon interrupted. Scouts reported that human military forces were approaching. They had learned of the queen's survival and wanted to capture her. Liam gathered the group. We cannot fight them all, but we can try to talk, to show them that this war is not what it should be. The queen nodded. I will speak to them. If they listen, maybe peace can begin. When the soldiers arrived, they were armed and wary. Liam stepped forward, his hands raised in peace. Aria held tightly to her mother's hand. I am Liam, he said loudly. I am a human soldier. This is the Vaari queen and her daughter. We want to end this war. The commanding officer looked surprised. You brought them here? Liam met his gaze. Yes, and I believe it is time to stop fighting. The queen spoke next, her voice calm and strong. War has taken too much. Our people have suffered, but there can be peace if we choose it. Slowly, the soldiers lowered their weapons. Some looked uncertain, others hopeful. Over the next days, talks began. Humans and Vaari met to discuss a truce. Liam and the queen shared stories of loss and hope. The promise Liam made had become more than a personal vow. It became a symbol for a new future. One morning, as the sun rose over the forest, Aria walked to the top of a hill. She looked out at the sky, the stars fading with the dawn. Do you think we will be safe now? She asked Liam. He smiled warmly. We will work to make sure of it. This is just the beginning. The queen joined them, placing a hand on Liam's shoulder. You saved my family. You saved our hope. Liam looked at them both. I only kept my word. But together, we can build something better. As the first light of day touched the trees, humans and Vaari stood side by side. The war was not over, but the path to peace had begun. Liam knew there would be challenges ahead, but with trust and courage, the future was bright. He had fulfilled his promise, and in doing so, he changed the course of history. The stars above shone brighter than ever.